Want proof that certain Aquaman starlet is panicking and is afraid they're going to lose in Virginia? Well, look no further than what they posted to Instagram, wherein they talk about the case, they talk about the internet reaction, and they talk about the love that they still have for JD. That's right, they actually say that. Now, my absolute favorite part of this post is where they try to return to a narrative that has been debunked in the courtroom. That's right, they've tried to use this before. This has been disproven over and over again, and you and I, we're going to talk about that today. And remember, after months and months of delay, the trial, it's here. It kicks off April 11, 2022. That's tomorrow. That's right. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. Quickly, before we get started, check out and back our project. It is live right now on Indiegogo. 40 hours remain in our 30 days. We are $1,500 away from earning $100,000 on that. Check it out. Send a message to those companies that do not appreciate you. Thank you. So this post was added to Instagram a day ago, and it is 150% damage control that certain Aquaman starlet. Number one, they're going to say, oh, I was driven offline because of people's reaction by JD. They're trying to do damage control. They're trying to present a narrative that has thoroughly been debunked, and the media, they've been swallowing it hook, line, and sinker. In fact, there is a portion of this repeated like a mantra throughout the media, trying to convince anyone that sees that basically this is an admission by JD of something that certain Aquaman starlet never brought him in. You can see this listed here. This is from the USA Today. The column left a strong impression without mentioning JD's name. Quote, and we're going to debunk that part when we get to it. I'm going to go offline for the next several weeks. And of course, they're going to go offline for several weeks. The trial, it is 6 weeks from start to finish. As you may know, I'll be in Virginia, where I face my ex-husband, JD, in court. JD is suing me for an op-ed I wrote in the Washington Post, in which I recounted my experience of, I'm going to say, V and DV. I never named him. Rather, I wrote about the price women pay for speaking out against men in power. Now, despite the media's insistence that that is a valid talking point, there is a lot of evidence to the contrary. In fact, that was thoroughly debunked, shut down in a courtroom. That's right, a judge shut this down. See, if you look at emails that came up between that certain Aquaman starlet and the co-conspirator organization that helped put the article together, they make introduction at first saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to help you put it together. We are going to make you the face of the V Against Women Act that's going to pop up in Congress. Here's the places we're going to advertise it to. And along with that, you have emails discussing earlier drafts of that article. I want you to listen to this one here. Thanks so much, that certain Aquaman starlet and Sean. I so appreciate your work to protect that certain Aquaman starlet and also make this true to her experience. I'd love to have a phone call when you're available. You had a brilliant solution for the paragraph about not talking about the marriage. My main concern is this paragraph. So this is an early draft. Listen to this here. Then 2 years ago, after I got my temporary restraining order against my then husband, I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. The day I left the courtroom and walked into a pack of hundreds of photographers, I didn't have a team of bodyguards. My lawyers used their own bodies to black out space for me to walk to the car. The whole way there, I had the press yelling the same question in one form or another. Is it true that you're making all of this up? Could we cut the words marriage, divorce, restraining order and say this below? So they tell them how they're going to draft it to try to get around that talking point, but still they make it very, very clear who they're talking about. You can tell that's about JD, my then husband indeed. Now after that, she goes to a talking point that people like this oftentimes use. And that's the idea. Well, hopefully we can move on. I mean, after all, I tried to move on. I never wanted this to happen. Heck, I was never even talking about you. Quote, I continue to pay that price, but hopefully when this case concludes, I can move on, and so can JD. Now, there's a glaring issue of this narrative that I just wanted to move on, and that also comes up in those email exchanges we were looking at. That's the idea of a non-disclosure agreement, or an NDA, in which the two parties were not supposed to talk about that marriage. In fact, this comes up over a dozen times in this email exchanges. You'll see it twice here. First time, many lawyers have reviewed it here and tweaked the policy bits. Your lawyers should review this for the way I skirted around talking about your marriage. Also here, hi redacted, apologies for the delay, but we needed this to pass through quite a few lawyers first. Please read Redacted's notes below. Let me know your edits. Also, you should show this to your attorneys, one from the long list. I want to make sure nothing was said in here that puts you in jeopardy with your non-disclosure agreement. Now, this brings us to one of the most insulting talking points about this period, and that's the idea that certain Aquaman starlet still maintains a love for JD. The media, they lapped this talking point up too, telling you about the great love that she has despite everything that's gone on. Yeah, quote, I have always maintained a love for JD, and it brings me great pain to have lived out the details of our past life together in front of the world. At this time, I recognize the ongoing support I've been fortunate to receive throughout these years. And then you get to a portion that I would call a call to arms by that certain Aquaman starlet. And in these coming weeks, I will be leaning on it more than ever. Now, the false flagging, it is kicked up right after this. You have people that are obsessed with the idea that they need to shut down coverage of this case. They need to shut down detractors of that certain Aquaman starlet. Why? Well, with love always, that certain Aquaman starlet. Now, like I was saying before, Shill Media has picked this up and has repeated it like a mantra through dozens and dozens of articles, and I'm sure that she wants to move on. I mean, after all, she intended to wreck someone's life. She intended to reap the benefits from it, but it's cost her relationship with Disney. It's cost her relationship with Warner. It's cost her the biggest movie she's ever had. There's no coming back from that. So, of course, I'm sure that she wants to say now in the aftermath, yeah, I just want to move on from this. But the thing is that she started these fires that are consuming everything around her. Now, like I was saying, check out and back our project. It is live right now on Indiegogo. 40 hours are left in that 30. We are almost to 1,300 backers. And beyond that, look at those numbers there. Almost at 6 figures. We need your help pushing. This is our message to mainstream. They drive you away as customers. Well, you can walk away, but you need something to walk toward. And when you're walking toward it, say, this could have been yours, but it's not anymore. Sorry about your luck. Anyway, thank you for being here, too. Thank you for carrying this channel. 150,000 subscribers right here. Can't thank you enough. And until next time, trial's about to kick off, too. See you soon.